Welcome to the Raven Space on YouTube. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Today we're going to react to the Pat McAfee show, talking about that money for Lamar. Again, this is going to be on our main channel, but it's also going to be on our Raven Space Reacts channel, where we can react to John Harbaugh interviews, the interviews from the rest of the team, and just everything. Any reaction we do is going to be on that channel. On this channel, we only do like the premiere ones. So again, please go check that out. Link in the description below. Let's get it.
Lamar Jackson, who's already won the MVP, has won a playoff game. Last year they stunk, but let's assume they're going to get better because they had like 6 running backs on.
Okay, all right. He's about to say it. Stunk isn't the right word. Okay, remember, I'm going to keep on saying this. First place more than halfway through the season, and then we got injured and lost like 4 or 5 straight. So
on the Schneid last year, and they're a big running back team. Let's assume he bounces back this year and is going to go on to do Lamar Jackson things, and he's only going to get better and better and better. His accomplishments on a football field, no offense to Deshaun Watson, who might have better stats and rankings by other people, far outweighs what Deshaun Watson's ever done. And off the field, he's beloved by everybody. So Lamar.
So this is the first time I reacted to Pat McAfee. More is coming. I ain't gonna lie to y'all because he already winning me over. More is coming. So let's just talk about what he just said. So first, if you look at the on-field production, and again, you can't just count passing yards. Lamar runs the ball. Lamar runs the ball. So you count all the yards, all the touchdowns, everything like that. And again, I hate y'all do this. Quarterback wins matter for other quarterbacks like Tom Brady, right? Who is not as physically as talented as Deshaun Watson, but he's a better winner. So those wins matter, but Lamar's wins don't matter. You know, crazy. Lamar's an MVP. And then off the field, the hood loves Lamar. The hood loves Lamar, dog. And everyone loves Lamar. And so Pat got his ear to the streets. I like Pat. Pat, you got your ear to the streets. I like
Jackson is representing himself as potentially saying, hey, this motherfucker in the division just got paid this amount of money. The business is the market. The market now says this is what a quarterback gets. I'm better than that quarterback. Oh, yeah. He's in your division. I would like $1 more guaranteed. Lamar Jackson, by the way, in the right.
Let's go. Hey, Pat is cooking. He preaching. So again, this is another thing I don't like about it is that throughout the history of the NFL, and we've all seen this. We all seen it. The next dollar comes up, boom, quarterback gets it. It doesn't matter who the next quarterback is. The next quarterback could be Kirk Cousins, and he gets more money because that's the market. That's what the market does. And so now it's like, oh no, we're not going to do that for the market because the Browns suck. Nope. No. Shout out to Pat. Pat, he cooking.
Right, to say that. It is not Lamar Jackson's fault that Jimmy Haslam paid this fucking money. It is not Lamar Jackson's fault that he happens to have accomplished more on the field. But now, Ian Rappaport told us, well, the market's just not the same for Lamar. So I said immediately upon Ian saying that, so if Lamar was a fucking asshole here and said, I'm not playing, and said, I'm getting traded, and kind of raised the alarm to the rest of the NFL to come try and get him and make some plays to get him. And then a new deal would be done with that new team that was able to pay $231 million guaranteed. He'd be able to do that. And he goes, yeah, but Lamar's always done things the right way, blah, 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 blah. It's like, well, he's getting fucked because he has.
And here's another thing we got to remember. Because, again, shout out to Pat. This is a business, right? Are you telling me right now that the Seattle Seahawks won't get rid of every person on their team to get Lamar Jackson? You cannot tell me that. Not only because he gives you a better chance to win than anyone on your team, but also because he sells more tickets than anyone on your team. This is a business, guys. So this is what I'm trying to tell the Ravens. Like, you will make money. You could pay him $500 million. You will make money. You make money. So let's stop. The TV deal is so big. And part of the reason the TV deal is big because you have players like Lamar Jackson. So pay the man.
has done things the right way. He's beloved in Baltimore. He is not raised in any type of stink or said, I don't want to play here if I don't get a deal done. He's shown up at training camp. He's practiced. He's done it all. He put on another 20 pounds of muscle, but he doesn't have that same free agent-like market that Deshaun had while he was under contract, with more allegations in the history than the NFL has ever seen, I think. Yeah. Now, granted, there's different crimes that have been done. There's a murderer that played, alleged murder. Right. Sure. No, convicted murderer that played up in New England. There's other charges, but this was the biggest. So now we're starting to see a little bit of a taste of.
And again, another thing about that, not only was, the biggest, but it's a quarterback, right? And quarterbacks are the face of franchises, right? So when it's a quarterback, it's a little different than if it's a tight end or a linebacker or anything like that, or running back.
Lamar Jackson maybe is saying, hey, shit ain't sweet.
Oh, yeah.
And that is coming through social media. Now, we have to remember that Lamar has been quoted on Twitter as saying, this shit ain't real on Twitter. He said, I need to stay off Twitter because this shit ain't real and people taking it too serious, because he is a top 5 follow on all of Twitter. Oh, yeah. Gray FGC at Brazy Ho says, so Lamar Jackson is league MVP and he still hasn't broken the bank? Ravens, you're on the hot seat. Give that man 250 M's guaranteed before you write a check your ass can't cash.
Oh.
William at McCollum 20. Bill McCollum says he want more. They already offered that with a face. Lamar Jackson tweets, no, they didn't. Okay, so he's answering fucking Bill McCollum.
And shout out to Lamar. Lamar's human, and I like that. And he's human in a way that isn't obnoxious, right? And so, there's some people, they just be melting off at people for no reason. Lamar throws a jab, but then Lamar gets back to work, and that just like we do, right, in real life. So.
Saying, hey, I don't know what rumors are out there, and I'm the person doing the negotiation, because normally agents will leak what is being offered, or a team will leak what's being offered. The team will leak what's being offered to paint a narrative that, hey, we've tried everything we can to keep this player. The agent will leak a number that's offered to try to drive up interest elsewhere or make themselves look good. In this case, it's Lamar and his mom representing, so the only information we're going to get from his side, or any narrative that's going to get painted is from his side, is via tweets to fucking Bill McCollum.
Yeah.
Saying, no, they didn't. He would go on to say more on Twitter. Bumpers Elite, which obviously you got to have respect for.
Yeah, gamer.
Says, as much as I love Lamar, a fully guaranteed deal is just bad business. Just because a horrible franchise, the Cleveland Browns, did horrible business, Tone says that's correct, giving Watson that contract doesn't mean other teams should follow. Honestly, I'm hoping Lamar Jackson gets a 10-year, $500 million deal, okay? Think he would take that if that was offered and guaranteed. But Lamar follows up and says, you don't love Lamar. You don't love Lamar. Because
shout out to Lamar. That's one of my favorite tweets of all time. It's so funny. It's awesome. But also, I don't understand the first tweet, because of a 10-year, $500 million deal is more than he wants, right? That's $50 million guaranteed. That would blow away the next deal. So, but he just wants it. And again, he wants it guaranteed, because if you give someone look at Jimmy Garoppolo, guys. If you signed up for your job and someone said, hey, dog, you're going to get paid $100,000, and then you find out that that you worked the entire year, and of no fault of your own, you're not going to get that $100,000 because $20,000 of it was just not real, because whatever. That's what's happening. Jimmy Garoppolo had $23 million on his contract, and he wasn't going to get it because if he got cut, he got nothing. He didn't do anything wrong. He didn't draft a Trey Lance. All he did was lead his team to championships. So this is what I'm saying. Even though he wasn't a good player, I don't think, but still, he was there. So Lamar going to sign some fake deal where, if he gets hurt, they can cut him and he won't get $50 million. Get out of here, man. Get out of here with that.
Market is the market. The way business is being done is the way business is being done. The Cleveland Browns changed the way it's being done for high-end quarterbacks. Now, Kyler Murray, who hasn't accomplished anything near what Lamar Jackson has already accomplished, he had a different deal with his guarantee being much lower. Now, everybody's saying that's going to be the new procedure. Lamar's like, not so fast, especially if you already won a motherfucking MVP. He also liked the tweet of him in a Miami Dolphins uniform. Yeah. And he's watching everything that's going down in Miami, which he's from South Florida, and the only conversation is Tua going to be able to handle this offense? Lamar's seeing it going, That's a fucking good question. That is a good question. So the Lamar situation seems to.
So this is scary, right? And I want to talk about this. I didn't talk about it on the last video that we talked about this kind of Twitter beef. This is scary because their team is really good, dog. It's really good. They have a lot of fast players. You can't crowd the line of scrimmage because of Tyreek Hill. They have another young cat that's super fast. So if Lamar were to get to that team, they would be the best team in the AFC East for sure, and maybe a top 3 team in the AFC for sure. And the Ravens, I think, are a top 3, top 4 team in the AFC. So what does that tell you? The reason is Lamar. Pay him. Don't let this happen. And he liked it because he's from Miami. Don't let this happen. Come on. Let's be serious. Give a man his money. Lock him up. Stop playing these effing games, man.
Be bubbling a little bit. And the only reason why it's bubbling is because we're getting a little bit of information from somebody that isn't directly correlated with the Baltimore Ravens, who every insider is getting their information from. No offense to Rappaport or anybody else. Yep. But this is now Lamar kind of talking about it. I think he has $110 million coming to him over the next 3 years.
Yes.
With his contract currently, and then 2 franchise tags. It's like $111 or $113 million already guaranteed over the next 3 years. So unless they come with something that is vastly more than that, I don't think Lamar Jackson's coming close to signing that contract.
Yeah, it can't be close. They got to blow that out of the water. You got how many? 6, 7 quarterbacks making over 40 million this year? I mean, you got to do business as business is being done. That's a Belichick-ism, has them change the game with this 230. Kyler went and got his, this isn't new. Quarterbacks have always been getting paid based on, projection and what they've done. Stafford was the highest paid quarterback in the league a long time before he started having.
And it's not based on, this guy's going in, but it's not based on projection necessarily. It's based on market value, right? And so if the market increases, regardless of how you play, if you're next up and you're or if you've been categorized as a franchise quarterback, you get the highest number. It's always been that way. And in the last 10 years, it's definitely been that way, right? Again, a perfect example is Kirk Cousins, Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott his play doesn't translate to wins, right? The Eagles, there's questions if they can stay and win in the worst division in football. It's not about that. It's not about necessarily how good you are. It's how much you're going to get paid based on the last person that got paid. So,
success in the playoffs. So I don't know what Baltimore is waiting for. And
what are they selling?
I'm glad Lamar cleared that up. No, they didn't.
No, they didn't.
No sources.
Hey, Bill McCollum. Yeah. No, they didn't.
Liar. I wish the person would have tweeted $230 million guaranteed instead of $250 million guaranteed. We know they're not offering $250 million guaranteed.
But if they offered $230 million, I assume he would sign that.
Definitely. Franchise tag might go up too, so it might be even more than $110 million because if Herbert or Burrow gets
the
paid,
salary cap also might go up too.
And the franchise tag is going to go because like Debo just said, the top 5-6 guys are all 45 plus, right? Josh Allen.
That's with signing bonuses included, though. Yeah, the franchise tag is just top 5 salary. Mm-hmm. Yeah, not the bonuses involved. So it's just yearly salary, top 5 average, I believe, if it's still the same as it was in the previous CBA. Because when I got franchise tagged, it's pretty funny how when I looked up online what everybody's top 5 salaries was versus what they actually were. They're like, well, what you see is that's accounting for the bonuses also being added into the annual. This is just salary, just hard salary, top 5, because that's all you're really signing. Because there's no signing bonus for a franchise tag being signed or whatever. It's like, so I'm getting fucked, but still a millionaire, so I will sign the shit out of that thing before I head to Canada for Nick's little brother's birthday, turning 19. Hell yeah! What a night!
So I'm gonna stop it here, but because I just want to save you guys some time, but also it is super interesting that he just said that about the salary cap and the bonus structure, because this is just this is another way to bleep over players. Do you know how much of an NFL player's salary is the signing bonus when they report it, right? Because they want to upfront that money. Perfect example: running backs are screwed because most of the money is the signing bonus because because of short shelf life of a running back. So if a running back signs a 5-year deal, most of it is going to be bonus. So if a running back is young and he wants to maximize his money and he signs a franchise tag, he's technically getting screwed over because most running backs get a lot of their money in their bonus. The NFL, they know what they're doing. They know how to make money. So whatever. But again, this is super interesting. You guys let me know how you guys feel about this. I thought Pat McAfee was awesome. So you guys let me know you want me to react to more of his stuff when he talks about the Ravens. So thank you guys so much and go Ravens.